Alright, this video I'm speaking about biking. I love biking, and that's the lifestyle I promote. That's the way that I promote people to as a main means of transportation. I'm gonna speak about my experiences with biking and why I love it so much. I started biking as a main means of transportation since the year of 2000, so for about 13 years now. And ever since then, I've never owned a car. I've been biking everywhere. I started from college all the way up till now. And revolving my lifestyle around the bike has changed a lot of my decisions in life, as far as like how far I work from home. Is mainly dictated about by whether or not I could bike there and back or not. Even like meeting a partner like Jenny, she had to learn to accept my bicycle lifestyle. So when I met her, I didn't have a car. Most people would say that women would not date you unless you have a really nice car. Well, how about if you have no car? You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have a car, and I started off riding. I've rode a lot of different bikes in my life. Started off riding like those BMX bikes when I was younger. Those are the ones that you usually see the kids riding, and those have really small wheels. Then I started riding mountain bikes. Mountain bikes are very sturdy. They last very long. You barely ever have to inflate the tires with air. The tires are very thick. You could ride those in all sorts of weather conditions. You could ride it in the mud, you could ride it in the rain, you could ride it in the snow. They're very strong bikes, but the problem with the mountain bikes is that it's very slow. The wheels are a little bit smaller, and it's heavier. It's a heavier bike, so it slows you down. So basically, you're not going to be able to go as fast. You might be able to average around 10 miles per hour. I found out about the hybrid bicycles after that. The hybrid bicycle is basically like, it's like a mountain bike combined with a road bike. So it has some of the benefits of the road bike and some of the benefits of the mountain bike, but it's also more of an upright position. So the handlebars, you're not going to be slouching over as much. You're going to be more upright. The hybrid bike is actually what Jenny rides. It's really good for women. It has bigger wheels, and it goes pretty fast. You might be able to average around 12-13 miles an hour. So I do recommend that bike as well. And then I ended up getting a cyclocross, which is basically like a road bike combined with the mountain bike, but more leaning towards the influence from a road bike. So you see the road bike handlebars, you'd be bending over the bars more, and you'll be in more of an aerodynamic sitting position. This bike is the next step above the hybrid, and that bike you might be able to average around 15 miles per hour. Those bikes are very reliable. They last long. You can ride it year round, and I do recommend it. Alright, and then the last bike that I tried out, which I do highly recommend, are the road bikes. Road bikes are very fast, very light depending on which ones you get. But what I like about the road bike is just very fun to ride. You're not going to be able to ride it in the wintertime, and you're not supposed to ride it in the rain. But if you ride it at the right days, when it's nice outside, it's a very fun ride. It's almost like owning a sports car, opposed to just like a regular car that you drive like every day. It's like a sports car that you only ride when it's in the right weather conditions. It is a little bit more maintenance. The wheels have to be pumped up like every other day, because it loses its air pretty quick. But the bike it's just very fun to ride, and you could go 20 miles an hour no problem. You could even start getting close to 30 miles per hour if you ride really fast. Riding all these different bikes types just gives me that experience to know which is the best for me. So far, the road bike is my absolute favorite, but I use the cyclocross bike for wintertime, and when it rains and things like that and I have to bike, I'll use the cyclocross. Jenny's right now is riding a hybrid, and she likes that because it's more of an upright position and it doesn't hurt her wrists as much or her lower back. But it's very important that you get the bike that fits you, fits your height, and that you have the right seat level position, the right handlebar position. Basically, I really enjoy riding a bike. You don't have to worry about traffic tickets. You don't got to worry about the gas. You don't got to worry about insurance. You don't got to worry about, the car bill and everything. You don't have to worry about the fluctuating gas prices. The gas used to be like $1 per gallon. Now it's approaching $5 per gallon. And hey, 5-10 years from now, it could be $10 a gallon. It could be $15 a gallon. And you end up becoming a slave to the gas prices when you're dependent on that car. Another great thing about the bike is you just get to have a great exercise while you enjoy the weather. You're not cooped up in a metal box, and you get to enjoy the weather. You get to exercise at the same time. A motorcycle, you're enjoying the weather, but I just don't like it because you're depending on a machine entirely, and you're not even getting exercise.
And it uses gas.
Yeah, it uses gas as well, and it's very dangerous. You could die pretty easily. Just one accident and your life could be over with the motorcycle.
It's a lot of maintenance like a car too. You gotta get a license for it. You have to pay these fees for it,
Yeah.
And it's just a big mess, a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't even know how to ride a motorcycle. How much more dangerous is that?
Yeah, so the bicycle is completely something that I highly recommend, and I'm going to be promoting this to all my kids. As I get older, I'm going to invest more money into the bicycles to give us even greater riding experience. We try to go biking at least once a week for about 30 miles. We bike 15 miles one way, 15 miles back. If we could get babysitters more often, we'll bike even more. Because the weather's so nice, literally, if we didn't have kids, I'd be biking every single day. Because I love it, it's just, I don't even need to go anywhere. I just want to bike just because I enjoy it. And,
Oh yeah, another thing, while he's rambling about that, another example would be like, how people spend a fortune on like vacation? Oh, I have to go to Europe. Oh, I have to go to a camping place. Oh, I want to go camping at the forest, or oh, I want to go to a cabin, or I want to go to a hotel, oh, I want to go visit Europe as well, like all this stuff involves like so much money, like it's like people say, oh, I still budget for my savings so I can go on vacation, blah blah blah. Okay, that's great, but it's very costly. You know what I mean? You run out of money. You just gotta pay for a hotel. You gotta pay for the activities you do. You gotta pay for food and everything. And for us, that is not our. It's funny that Freddie and I are very compatible in that him and I don't see that as a vacation for us. We see that as a waste of money for us. So for us to invest money on our bikes, we find it like worth it because we use it. We don't have to go to a hotel to go ride our bike. We just ride our bike and then make sure we come back to our own home. So this is our hotel, our home. So when we go biking, that is our form of vacation, really. So that's what I want to throw in so you don't forget.
Yeah, it really is our vacation, really. Like, especially living in Chicago, they got a lot of bike paths, like a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably one of the best states for biking out of any state in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
And we take advantage of that. Got a beautiful lake that we live by, that we go biking by all the time. It's just like calming to the spirit, meditative to just ride by the lake. You're by the water, by the birds, and just the people and the energy. It's just a really fun experience. To me, it's almost like going to Hawaii whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, it's just a very well organized bike path along Lakeshore bike path area right off Lake Michigan, and you pass by all the different beaches. There's volleyball courts there on the sandy beach. There's boats, there's yachts, or different type of stuff. There's Navy Pier there that's beautiful, you could see. At nighttime, when you bike along the bike path, you could see like the Batman town of Chicago reflecting off the Lake Michigan water. It's really beautiful, and you can see like the whole Navy Pier strip all reflected off the water at nighttime. It's like really beautiful. It's like a beautiful full moon at times. So that is like our form of meditation, our form of investing money into our bike so we can go see that. So that's like our vacation. You know, it's not necessary for us to go spend all this load of money to go camping or go to a cabin or go to a hotel or go to Las Vegas or go to New York or anywhere. It's a load of money, you know, and we could actually live a simpler life and actually enjoy it. Some people are like, oh my gosh, I can't stand being in the city. Oh my God, I can't stand being in the same place over and over. I need to go out and go on a vacation so I feel better. You know, that's really hard because you're not going to be able to afford to do that all the time. And for us to accept and to actually appreciate and enjoy the simpler lifestyle, it's very like, it's a learning experience, and you learn to appreciate that. And anything outside more than that will be just a bonus. And we will not invest our money on going on these huge vacations or just going out just to get away from the area, you know. You know, it's just like, okay, if we want to get away from the area, we'll just go bike it and then we come back, you know. So that's what we enjoy doing, something simple and something that doesn't involve us like going so far away to feel better. We're actually able to maintain and be happy in doing something simpler. So.
And one thing that's very important is that you got to get a bike that you enjoy riding, and that's the right bike for you, because that's going to make the riding experience just so much better. Because that's one of the main things. You know, I think a lot of people, they underestimate the experience of biking because they've been riding like crappy bikes their whole lives. You know, they get a bike from Walmart and they just start riding on it, but they don't realize that, hey, you know, when you really get a bike that you really like, that is a good fit for you, it really turns the riding experience so much more enjoyable, you know. And when Jenny first started riding, she'd complain a lot because it wasn't the right bike for her.
Freddie had lent me a giant bike, a men's bike, okay? And I'm only like 5 feet, 1.5 inch, about almost 5'2". And I was riding a men's giant bike, and it was so awkward to me. Like, it was really high, and also the stretch for me from my seat to my handlebars was really a long weird position where a lot of the weight went to my palm, which made my palm very numb all the time. My wrists had a lot of pain joints because my wrist had to hold up my upper body. So, and the seating was all wrong. My butt would like always hurt, like it's bruised all the time. So I always hated biking. And then one time, I think Freddie got me like a new bike or something, and just one adjustment of a better bike that was a better fit for me. It was a lot smaller bike. It was more of pretty much a woman's bike, and the seat and the handlebar was much closer, so I didn't have to hunch over so much. So my wrists and palm didn't hurt as much, and my butt didn't hurt as much. And over time, as I built more butt and leg muscles from cycling so much, the muscle got more toned, much stronger. I could ride faster and longer, you know. So over time, your body conditions itself to get in shape. And also, if you get the right bike and the right fit for you, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be very enjoyable.
Yeah, so that's a huge important thing. And you know, I think the society, when it comes to exercise, they kind of exercise in a very weird way, you know, in a way. Like, they'll run in treadmills, and they'll use ellipticals, and they use like stationary bikes. I'm not really a fan of that stuff. You know, I'm about like going out into nature and just basically enjoying your exercise experience out in the nature. You know, that's what I recommend. And it's just so much more of a, you know, it's just so much more of a meditative experience, and it just enhances everything. You know, I mean, I don't know how else to explain it, you know, but you can't replace nature with indoors. I mean, sometimes we have to exercise when we're inside because of weather conditions, but when it's nice outside, I encourage people to go outside to exercise. You know, no matter if you go out for a walk, or if you run outside, or if you do the biking. And like I said, it's important that you get the right bike that's the right fit for you. Just imagine this. You're trying to run, but you're running in boots that don't even fit you. They're too tight or they're too big. I mean, how uncomfortable would that be? Or imagine if you're a woman and you're trying to run long distance with high heels on. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. You need to get the right fit for you and the right style for your type of biking, style. No matter if it's a road bike, a hybrid, a mountain bike, you need to get the right bike for the right type of bike, style that you bike. If you're gonna bike around the forest and jumping up off of trees and off of curbs and going in the grass, then you're gonna probably need to get a mountain bike or a dirt bike. But if you're looking to go high speed on the road bike's for you. If you're looking for a little bit more comfort, but you still want to go a little fast, then the hybrid might be a good choice. So they have different bikes for different type of biking styles, different sizes. You gotta make sure you get the right size for you. So, as you learn about it, as you get in tune with it, you'll start to enjoy it. And yeah, you have to watch out for your safety as well. Because if you do get in a bike accident, it could be pretty bad. She just witnessed one last week, and it didn't go too well for that individual. But you just have to ease into it and be careful. But something that I do highly recommend, and it's a big part of my life. And I plan to really keep going forward with this. And I hope maybe in the future me and Jenny could go biking across the different states and stuff like that. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, right, Freddie. Freddie will leave me like 10,000 miles behind while he's in his racer bike. Yeah, right, Freddie. I can't keep up with you guys on Lake Shore bike path. I'm like, yeah, right. He's crazy. Oh my God, after doing the 30-mile round trip from Evanston, Illinois to Chinatown and back, I was so exhausted. I'm like, oh, my body just felt, my muscles all felt tightened up, and all this constant cycling is crazy. And then Freddie's dad had these racer competition bikes, and I'm like, and mine is labeled under the
hybrid.
Mine's the hybrid under the recreational and urban. That's what they label it as. It's more like for fun, But then theirs are more under like the competition racer bike. And I'm like lagging. No matter how fast I went, I'm like so slow compared to them. But for me, I may be considered like really fast among the bike path, compared to other people because of my quality of my bike, and my leg strength to pedal. But man, with these guys here, with their racer bikes, it's crazy, man. Their quality make them zoom like miles ahead of me. And then I'm still considered pretty fast than other people out there. But those people who dress in those like uniform bike racing guys, those guys are fast like Freddie. Okay, because of their bikes, and stuff like that. But man, that's why I came home all exhausted, because I was pedaling so hard and so fast to catch up with Freddie and his dad, that my whole body cramped up, and it's just like nothing but cycling all day, So yeah, but you know what? I still bike every weekend that we can, together, because depending on the weather, or if we're able to get a babysitter or something, So, but hey, more biking to come every week, guys.
But like she said, we enjoy so much, and it's worth the investment, because that's like our vacation.
Yeah. Some people be like, I don't want to spend too much money on a bike because I don't want it stolen, or blah, blah. So that means you'll never invest money or get to experience. Number one, you don't even have to buy a bike yet. You can go to bike shops. They have so many different wide range of like different types of bikes with different price ranges. You just have to give them your driver's license, and they'll let you test ride like their bikes, So you could test out different type of bikes and sit down on the bike while they're hanging on to it, so you can get a feel like if the bike's too small for you or too big for you, and then test it out, and then you could test ride it outside, and then you can test it out and see how you like it, among the different brands out there, different price ranges, so you don't have to buy a bike until you test ride it. But for us, we kind of for the new bikes we got now, we special order them, so you can't return them. So if you special order them, you're doomed. If you get the bike that you end up not liking, you're doomed. You cannot return special orders. They'll try to exchange it for you if you're lucky to even have them do that for you, if the model's even available, because right now 2013 bikes are pretty much all sold out and out of stock. Right now 2014 bikes are coming in. So bikes are treated like equally like cars out there. You know how like the new year coming up is already like on sale right now for the current year, like that. So 2014 models are starting to be manufactured and coming out right now. So you're kind of like limited on bikes if you buy the old model, you know what I mean? So just let you know.
And you know, when I met Jenny, she was a driver, and
addicted to my car.
Yeah, and I had to kind of slowly and gradually get her accustomed to this bicycle lifestyle. And now, you know, she loves it, and she's been living this lifestyle for probably over 5 years, over 7 years or something like that. And she bikes everywhere, you know, and even when it's snowing outside, she'll bike, and she's hardcore. She doesn't complain about anything, and even biking in the rain, she's okay, and she just loves it.
Oh yeah, that we did have some YouTube videos. That one day it was one of those heavy storms. It rained off and on all day long, and it was the one that we took of the one in Chinatown, and we took some stops too of the heavy rains, and it was raining so hard, it was just insane. It was funny, but we still biked home, and like I said, as long as I had my head visor on, that helps the water from getting into my eyes, to mess up with my eye makeup and to get the water in my eyes. As long as I had a visor to cover my forehead area, it was perfect. I didn't complain at all. So I still biked it. It's one of those really heavy flooding type of rains that will flood your basement. That's how heavy the rain was that day. But we still made it. I didn't complain, you know, and stuff. So that was good.
Yeah, so she does really well, and you know, because she's able to adapt to my lifestyle, we make a very good couple, because we do a lot of active things, and we're biking together, spending time together, eating healthy together, spending time with the kids, and you know, this is something that I highly recommend for people. It's gonna help the environment, because you know, not as much pollution, not as much gas, and just like, you know, being less dependent on on vehicles, and just it's more of a natural lifestyle that
just living life more green. Just living a more green environment, you know? Living life more green, meaning in terms of just not polluting the world. So riding your bike will not pollute. It does not require gasoline. It does not require motor engine connected to it. All it is just your body power of energy pedaling. That's all it is. And just balancing with the handlebar. So so that type of lifestyle, it's wonderful. It helps the environment, and you know, we're happy and we're enjoying it, and so it's a healthy, you know, bonus for our lifestyle.
And I did have some bikes stolen before. One time I locked one of my mountain bikes to a tree, and it was with one of those wire locks, and they cut the wire, and then my bike was gone.
Yeah. To help prevent theft of your bike, don't get anything that has like a rope or like a chain. They can just chop that off with a lawn tool or something, like a scissor tool. They can chop that chain off like dental floss. Okay, that's what Freddie locked. He locked it with those metal wire. I was like, Freddie, you're gonna get your bike stolen. And then next thing you know, he had that bike for a month. It was stolen. They just chopped it off like it was dental floss. So the best we recommend are one of those U-locks. They're like about almost like a foot long, like a U-lock. It comes in like orange and black, you know, and that's probably one of the top notch. They're about $25 to $30. Unless
no,
how much?
They're like $70.
Now, oh my God, the price have gone up.
$90,
Oh.
$70.
Okay, the price have gone up a lot over the years.
And
then.
they're heavy.
And they're very heavy duty. So don't get those skinny, cheap ones that you could buy at Walmart or Target. Those little miniature version ones. They'll chop that off with a lawn tool again, like I said. Okay, so you can, like I said, it's one of those U-locks.
Yeah.
They come in orange and black.
And then
they sell it at bike stores.
And then my bike gets stolen, and then I bought another one, and then I parked my bike in the same area, and then the next thing they stole is my seat.
You know what? I'm really upset with Freddie for that. Okay, the bike. He said, I don't want too many stuff on it because it slows down my speed. The more chain or locks I have on it, the more gadgets, it's going to slow my speed. So I bought this bike seat made for women's butt, okay? And I told him, you're going to get my bike seat stolen if you don't put a chain around the bike seat and attach it to the neck of the seat below, that metal area. So the day that he took off that lock, that chain lock, some effing loser stole my bike seat off his bike. That very day he took it off, that chain lock, some loser stole it. So guess what? Freddie had to bike home without a seat. You know what I'm saying? I was so mad at him because of his negligence, his silliness. Oh, it's gonna slow me down if I remove the skinny chain. That thing was so light you can't imagine, but he still wanted to remove it. So when he removed it, it attracted thieves, okay? So if you're too cheap to buy a good lock for your bike, then there's no point of you buying a decent new bike because it's guaranteed it's gonna get stolen, okay? I tell you, man, those thieves steal for a living.
Those high-priced bikes that are over $1,000, I recommend to just not even park them outside. Like to always bring them inside.
Keep them indoor if you can, and avoid the basement because you could have neighbors that are thieves too. They're gonna steal your bike.
Yeah.
If you have a really good bike that is not chained, even if it's in your unit cage for your apartment or condo, if it's unlocked, you're gonna attract thieves too. Because I know a neighbor who didn't lock their bikes inside their cage unit, but they broke that master lock out. Like that master lock was probably like this big, cheap ass. They broke that thing like you couldn't imagine, and they stole the 2 bikes in there, you know?
And I heard, I think one of my family members I heard had his bike in his garage. Somebody came in the garage and stole his bike.
Yeah, so if you have in your car garage, don't take that for granted either. Make sure you lock it up against a metal post or something to make it harder for them to steal.
If you got a high quality bike, a really high quality one, like a road bike, you might even want to bring it in the home.
Bring it into your home. Because at least you'll lock your home door, but your car garage, you could forget that it's unlocked for like 5 minutes. Someone walk by, some idiot loser, if he's really desperate enough, he'll steal your bike. It only takes like 30 seconds to just run over there and get it and lift it up and go. But at least if you lock it with the wheels, with the frame to a metal post or something in your garage or something, at least that's a lot better because it'll be hard for the guy to have his tool right in the spot to break it open, you know. But, you know.
Yeah, like if you live in a condo, you park in the basement, make sure you lock up the bike.
Yep, because everyone I know got their bike stolen.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be negligent and careless, don't even bother buying a bike because it's going to be gone in about a month or so, okay?
And the U-locks, they work. It's worth the money.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten my bike stolen with a U-lock on there before.
If people are kind of curious, wondering what we're talking about, the U-lock, next time we'll do a video and show you how the length of the lock is. It's one of the best top-notch ones out there. Hard to break, you know?
And they even got a warranty on there. I think they'll replace your bike up to $2,000 if your bike gets stolen, something like that. So, like that U-lock is very highly recommended, but it's a very heavy lock. Mm-hmm. So if you carry that lock with you, it weighs you down. It weighs you down. But
even if you put it in your backpack, it's very heavy.
And you also want to get you might want to get the wire to wrap the tires around the wire, and then you connect it to the U-lock, so then you have your tires secured.
Yeah. With
the bike frame, because what people they also do, they steal your wheels. They'll steal the wheels. They'll steal the seat post. Mm-hmm. You know, they'll steal your bike light. You might have a nice bike light that might be $100. They just steal that.
Yep. So you better make sure you detach your bike lights, front and rear lights, and put it in your backpack.
Yeah, I've had that stolen before. I had my speedometer stolen before. Had my seat post stolen before. I think they might even stole my wheel before. So I mean, I had my whole bike stolen before. So I've gone through a lot of stuff through the years, and I learned from all of it.
Don't take it for granted.
And you just have to and also I learned that you shouldn't ride your bike in the rain, because it really, all the water that gets on there, and then all the mud, all the dirt,
and the sand.
It gets stuck on the gears and the chain, and then it gets like mud on your chains and your gears.
It gets very clumpy, so when you ride, it won't be smooth.
Yeah, it won't be smooth.
It will be very bumpy.
And then your bike will start rusting.
Yep.
So I don't it's best not to ride in the rain, and if you do, if you want to take care of your bike, to just after you ride it in the rain, just wipe it off as quick as you can, or dry it out as quick as you can. But I'm gonna be more aware to try to not to bike long distance in the rain, and because it's not good for the bike.
And also, Freddie has a spare bike, his old bike. So when the weather's bad, he'll use his other black bike, it's more of a like a sturdier kind of bike, So the more expensive bike will stay home during bad weathers.
Yeah, so I pretty much have like one bike for winter, one bike for summer. It's kind of like having like an SUV for the winter time, and then having a sports car for like the summertime. So it's like different bikes for different seasons. Just like your shoes, you wear running shoes to run, and then you wear the boots when it's snowing outside. It's kind of like that. So it's good to have two different bikes for different seasons. That's what I like to do. And also the bigger bike, the cheaper bike is for lugging the kids around in the trailer because it's stronger and sturdier, so it's good for that. But yeah,
I'm so tired. I did too many videos today.
we highly recommend the bicycle lifestyle.
Mhm.
And if Jenny could do it, then I know that other women could do it too.
Yeah, you just have to get yourself a decent bike. A lot of women not to discriminate women, but a lot of people aren't just willing to make the effort to try the biking lifestyle. They're either too scared that they might fall off, or they're not willing to invest their money into getting a bike, And so, you know what? We can't control people's lives. So as long as we're doing it for ourselves and our family, then that's what matters. It is up to you if you want to give it a chance or not, or if you want to be too controlled by your car, It's up to you. So all we're doing is just to promote health and wellness. It's up to you to invest your money into a bike or not. It's up to you. All right? All right. Anything else?
So, it shows that a beautiful woman could ride a bike. So then beautiful women don't have to be always wanting nice cars. She actually doesn't care for it.
Don't care for it. Because a lot of people think, or for example, men think women want nice cars all the time, blah, 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 just take them out, pick them up, wine and dine them. Well, I'm not that type of girl who cares for that, For me, it didn't matter if I was the one who was picking up the guy or taking him out to eat, So I don't think a lot of girls think like me. A lot of girls expect men to pay for everything, pick them up with a fancy car, They're not willing to go bike much. The guy's gotta pick up the woman like a queen, drive her around, wine and dine her. I think that's silly. To be honest, I find that very immature and very silly of women who look forward to that, to be treated like a princess, and they don't even appreciate it, And so I find it silly. That was never my mentality. My mentality is more like, women can pay, women can treat, women don't have to be picked up by a car all the time. She can go pick up the guy too sometimes, Women want a very expensive wedding ring to show off to their friends. Oh, like the woman's not even willing to accept a $10,000 ring. I want a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 ring. Why? So you can show up to your friend, So it's like, if you really love this guy, you probably shouldn't even care for a ring. Who cares, Or if the guy loves you back, you have to make it worth it, You can't just love a guy and the guy doesn't love you, But anyways, another subject. Anyways, my point is, I find it so much better without a car. If we need to use a car sometimes, Freddie's parents would lend us the vehicle sometimes. And most of the time, we only drive like once or twice a week, or not even at all. We don't drive much at all. And when I drive, for example, it's mostly just to drive like 2 blocks away to get a whole cart full of groceries, So, because it's much quicker to do the errand and stuff, So we rarely even drive, And when we do, it's mainly just local, only just 1 or 2 blocks away, just to get to pick up stuff, We don't just go driving around or going vacation with it, which is not our lifestyle, So we don't care to spend all that money on vacation, this and that, just to get away from home and stuff. Getting away from home is just biking and coming home. Our home is our hotel. So.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good.
Do stuff. All right.
All right, have a good night, everybody. I'm exhausted.